Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the next 6 months. We are going to jump right in here, and we are going to take a look at what's coming in for you. This is going to be from whenever you watch it till the end of 2021. So we're just going to see what we get for you here, Gemini. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what is going on for you at this time, Gemini. So let's see here, Gemini. So let's see. Gemini, you start off with this openness card here, so I feel like you need to be open. I feel like saying no assumptions this year, for the rest of the year until the end of 2021, because it's like things are, I don't really, like the message I'm getting, it's not really things are not as they appear, but I feel like you could be jumping to certain conclusions. You have the Knight of Swords here, which says, like, do not be too hasty in your decision-making this year, and I would just be careful of that. Your middle row is a little tough, I'm not going to lie, but it's kind of weird because you have the Tower, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Swords, but then you have the Wheel of Fortune in this row. For some of you, I feel that you could be experiencing a breakup over the next 6 months, but the Wheel of Fortune would tell me that some of you are going to be getting back together with this person. You even have the Unfinished Symphony card here as well. So some of you have already been through like a divorce, separation, or whatever with a person, but there's like unfinished business. I'm not saying you're going to like get back together with this person, but you could have more dealings with a person here. This openness card, I feel like you just need to be like open to all possibilities because I feel like it's going to lead to a lot more like opportunity for you here. You have the Hierophant, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Cups in this row. Something is being revealed to you here, Gemini. Did I say Capricorn? Sorry if I said Capricorn, but Gemini, I feel like something is being revealed to you here. The Hierophant represents knowledge in learning, and I feel like you have learned things here, but it's like kind of weird. The message I'm getting here, it's almost like sometimes I think maybe like we get into a relationship, right? And it's like maybe we're not mature enough for the relationship or whatever. And I'm not saying you're immature or anything like that, but maybe you get into a relationship, maybe you're just not at the right level, but it's like now you are. It's like now you have learned about something. It could be a person as well that you're dealing with, and it's like I feel like because you're at the right maturity level that this is like saying that someone could be trying to return, but there was definitely a heartbreak here with that Five of Swords. I feel more emotional energy on that Five of Swords. I feel like heartbroken energy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I feel like that heartbreak, sadness, the kind of like loss, all that other stuff here. So interesting. We're going to have to see where this goes. We're going to clarify, obviously, here, Gemini. Yeah, you have the Knight of Swords and King of Cups. I would definitely say no jumping to conclusions this year. That's kind of like the warning I'm getting here. Knight of Swords to me is a card of getting a second opinion as well. What I will say is that I feel like a second opinion could have led to heartbreak. Like if you left someone here, Gemini, it's like someone's opinions, or it's like someone could have gotten into your ear here and caused you to leave a relationship that you didn't want to leave. If that's only going to be for some of you, and if that's the case, I do feel like there is an opportunity to fix this situation with the Wheel of Fortune. Again, I'm not suggesting that you're definitely going to get back together with a person here. But you could be, kind of like wrapping things up, apologizing. They could be apologizing to you. Again, take it how it resonates. But very interesting. The King of Cups, I feel, is like your emotions that you felt in this situation. Let's see here where this is going because I'm not immediately clear. Yeah, you have the Three of Wands here, kind of looking forward into the future, hoping for changes. Nine of Swords, worried. I would definitely, again, If someone tells you need to buy something, if someone tells you need to pay money for something over the next 6 months, whatever, I would get a second opinion for sure with that energy. And the Six of Wands here. For some of you, Three of Wands like waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment to do something. So I feel like you need to make a decision here. And again, I have a feeling this is going to be one of those readings where I have to pull an extra row to figure out what that decision is. And for some of you, I feel like you know what it is. With the Hierophant, Hierophant says you have learned what this decision is. There's definitely a victory coming in for you with the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is positive energy, but the Nine of Swords is like, it's almost like you're trying to escape a nightmare. For some of you here in this row, I feel like the nightmare, again, I'm not calling you out here, Gemini. I'm not blaming you for anything, but I do feel that part of the nightmare that you could be stuck in is more like emotionally based, I would say. I feel like you could be feeling emotions that you don't normally feel, or maybe you're just not used to feeling certain emotions here. And these emotions could be keeping you trapped in a situation. You have that Tower. I consider Tower to be just a good card. I don't really consider Tarot to be good or bad. I mean, to me, it's just, it's part of the journey. It's advice. And what I would say here is that this Tower needs to happen. Let's see where this is going. You have the Unfinished Symphony card, so clearly something is unfinished here in this row. Let's see. Yeah, you know. you have the deep knowing card. You know that something is unfinished with this energy here. You have the Tower, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Swords here. It's almost like you tried to move on from something and you allowed a Tower to happen with the Tower energy, because Six of Swords is going through a rite of passage. Six of Swords is a good card, and it is you moving on to calmer shores and healing, but it is a card of a rite of passage. A rite of passage is usually something challenging. Like a rite of passage is a challenge that we go through to experience something better, or to mature, or to graduate, or whatever. And that's kind of like the energy that I'm getting here for you, Gemini. So, like I said, I'm going to pull an extra row for sure. That was like way too many, by the way. That was like a million cards. So we're just going to shuffle this real quick, and we're going to see where this is going for you. Gemini, you have the Strength card. Yeah, it's like for some of you, I feel like you did release something in the past, probably a relationship. It required a lot of strength. Could have been with a Leo. Could have been with any sign, period. Could have been a water sign as well. And it required like a lot of strength. I feel like you're still heartbroken. Yeah, King of Pentacles, you thought this was going to be something that was going to last forever. And the Empress here, yeah, you're kind of like focusing on yourself at this time, Gemini. I think that's a good thing, by the way, judging by this like very heavy energy that you've been experiencing. I feel like focusing on yourself, empowering yourself, focusing on creating a beautiful life for yourself would be a good idea with this Empress energy. I do feel like you're very attractive at this time. I do also feel that, the Empress is about building up luxuries in your life. It's about building up the nicer things in life. And again, it's not about being materialistic. It's about building up a certain level of comfort and being able to, support yourself and all that other stuff. So it's like there's a sense of independence that I'm getting in this route. And for some of you, I feel, again, the heartbroken energy. For some of you, it's like you chose to release something here in the past, probably a relationship, something you thought was going to, I just with the King of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, I'm just getting that you thought it was going to last forever, and maybe it didn't. Although, I do feel like there could be a return here that we'll talk about in just a minute. For others, I almost feel that this is you kind of having the strength to kind of communicate with a person or tell them what happened in the past as well. For others, there's something about healing your resources as well. Again, I'm going to ask for a final conclusion to this reading because it is all over the place, I feel. In your final row here, you have the Queen of Wands. So again, I feel like you're very attractive at this time. Queen of Wands really asks you to be very bold, be very assertive, and to really go for things that you desire. I almost intuitively feel as well that I feel like in the past you were very trapped by this King of Cups energy. I don't even feel like it's a person. I feel like it's your own emotions. And maybe not knowing how to deal with those emotions or anything or something along those lines. Queen of Wands says, now you're at this point where you know what you want, and so you need to commit to that. Queen of Wands is a card of being bold, being assertive, and really going for something. You have the Nine of Wands, the Temperance card, and the Wheel of Fortune. Really, I feel the Wheel of Fortune, the Temperance card is about alchemy. It's about turning water into wine, and the Wheel of Fortune is about a return or something returning to your life. So for some of you, just some of you, I feel like this could be a person that is returning. And it's like you could be fixing the situation. That does not mean, like I said, that does not mean you're taking this person back. You could be, but it means that there's unfinished business. You could just be having a conversation. You could just be telling the person the truth. They could be telling you the truth. Take it how it resonates, right? And you're doing this to heal. I almost get healing on this Nine of Wands, She has these, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this here, Gemini, but she has these scars, all over her body on this card. And it's almost like you could be healing a situation or someone is healing you with this energy. So I feel like that's a good thing. But I really do feel like this is a second chance that you're getting in some area of your life. Nine of Wands is you not giving up. It's the wounded warrior, but it is a card of perseverance and pushing through something. Temperance is turning water into wine. It's basically a card of alchemy, taking the situation that you're in right here, these two rows, and turning it into something better, something greater. Wheel of Fortune is a turnaround. It is, and that's really the energy I'm getting here. is I feel there is a turnaround for you where something is about to do an about face. A crappy situation is about to turn into something much, much better. It is going to require your work, Gemini, with the Temperance card, right? Like, trust me, I wish I could give everybody an easy button and it just would, flip a switch, but it's not how life works. So let's see here. Yeah, you have the Eight of Cups. Some of you are choosing to walk away from something here. Part of me feels like some of you, it's like you had to release something, or you would have had to release something to get something else. So maybe you had to release one relationship to be in another, but it's like it didn't happen, and now it is. Or now it will happen with that Eight of Cups. Next, you have the Queen of Cups here. Yeah, keep your eye on the prize. Queen of Cups, I always say, reminds me of like, it almost looks like she's holding a trophy here. And so to me, is a card that says, keep your eye on the prize. Stay focused on what you truly desire to have in your life. Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty, happiness, happy home, happy family. Some of you could be choosing family. You could be moving towards a person that you would like to have a family with. For others, it's just an improvement. Again, Ten of Cups to me is fortune after difficulty. It just says there's an improvement coming in for you here. I feel the need to ask for a final conclusion. Those are the words that are popping into my head. It's like, where is this going here, Gemini? To the sea. You are moving forward. You're definitely walking away from one thing, with the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups doesn't really know where he's going. It represents a period after a new moon as well, the Eight of Cups. And he's walking into darkness, but really he's walking towards the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups as well. So he's walking towards a wish. It's funny, you have that full moon on the openness card there. And really, I feel like this whole reading is saying that you're kind of like needing to be open about something, but it's going to require a tower moment. So what the hell does that mean? It means that some of you it's almost like you're leaving something that you've been holding on to for a very long period of time. Could be sad, could have led to a heartbreak. Like I said, for some of you, I feel like you've already been through this heartbreak because you've let go of something. But it's like there's something better for you on the other side. So what? Here, you have the Emperor here. The King of Cups again showing up here. This deck has a male and female version of all the kings, just so you know. And you have the moon. Some of you could be moving towards a water sign. Could be a Pisces, obviously. Could also be an Aries, or could be like a Pisces with Aries in their chart and Aries with Pisces in their chart. So if you're looking for love, definitely love. It's funny that you have the To the Sea card, and then this guy's holding a boat here in his hands. So it's like you're moving towards something. It could be a person that you truly desire. The moon, mysteries. This is one big mystery, Gemini, I feel, and in a lot of ways. I will be doing the quarterly readings as well, so there will probably be more details in those readings. But this is one of those readings where I feel like it's kind of more up in the air. Sometimes I just feel like we're not meant to know, right? Honestly, and I'm not afraid to say that. It's like, I feel like too many readers try to force answers out of a reading, but it's like maybe we're not meant to know sometimes, and I'm fine saying that, right? And, maybe we have to kind of like go through an experience. And that's what the Eight of Cups says, because the Eight of Cups is walking into darkness here, and he doesn't really know where he's going. He's kind of like more trusting. Eight of Cups also says, do not get trapped in an emotional whirlpool. Do not get sucked down by your emotions. It says, keep moving forward regardless. And that's kind of like what I see here. The moon, the reason I'm saying this is also the moon. The moon is a card of mysteries. And the moon, as I always say, the moon does not say stop. The moon says keep moving forward. Keep moving forward on your journey. And, the moon comes up, the moon goes down, the sun comes up. It's a card of a temporary period of time. You have the King of Swords here. Some of you could be experiencing a divorce, I feel. You have the Three of Swords here as well. And the Five of Cups, sadness. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. In a lot of ways, I feel like you're kind of like walking away from a situation here, or somebody's walking away. And this could be a relationship situation. Still heartbroken energy here, Gemini. And so some of you could be dealing with a heartbreak. And I would just, protect yourself from that. For others, I feel like you need to kind of like turn around. It's not a terrible reading. It's just not great, is what I'm going to say here, Gemini. And I would turn around and look at these two cups. He's crying over spilt wine, something that he has lost, right? And it ties into the Tower, because the Tower represents holding on to something that has been the same for too long. He has lost his taste for wine here, and that's why he's crying. But if he turned around, he would see these two cups that lead to this castle. And so he wouldn't just be getting two cups. He'd be getting a bridge and a castle as well on the Five of Cups. So it's kind of like there's something more coming in for you. Let's see. If you turn around and you see these two cups, I can't leave you hanging like this here, Gemini. If you turn around and see those two cups, what is it leading towards here? Seven of Wands, defending your position at the top of a hill. You have the Empress, glow up energy, a lot of abundance, a lot of success coming in for you. And the Lovers, so true love. For a lot of you, if you are walking away from one relationship, or if you're walking away from a relationship, you are heading towards true love. I feel like the sadness with these Seven of Wands is not being able to go back to the past. In a lot of ways, I mean, this whole entire reading is kind of like saying maybe the sadness that you're experiencing or the emotions that you're feeling, King of Cups twice, is kind of like the feelings of never being able to return home to the sea. You have that to the sea card. It's almost like you're going to be making a change, whether it's in love or some other area of your life where you're never going to be able to go back again. But it's going to lead to your glow up here. Empress twice in your reading. So I would definitely encourage you here. Again, a little bit of a heavy reading, but again, like I said, I'm going to be doing the quarterly readings as well, monthlies, weeklies as we move forward. So, tarot doesn't control your life. I always tell people, when there's a reading like this, tarot doesn't control your life. Part of the reason you're watching it is so that you can change it, right? So, definitely keep that in mind. I just feel, and again, I don't even think this is that bad. I feel like some of you have already had the Tower moment. I feel there's just uncertainty. I feel like you are just a little bit uncertain at this time. And I feel like your advice is to kind of follow a plan. Emperor just has one foot in front of the other. So that's what I'd say there. But anyway, thank you for being here, Gemini. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. Really appreciate the support. But thank you, Gemini, and definitely enjoy your next 6 months.